When I was 18, I was scrambling to find a place to stay for university. The housing crisis in my city was so bad that students were taking anything they could find, no matter how sketchy. I was desperate, so I turned to Facebook Market, hoping maybe someone had posted a room for rent. That's when I got a DM from a man claiming to be from Egypt. He told me he had a private room available in a shared house. He said he used to live there but had moved back to Egypt due to health issues. He was now renting out the place to students. His profile was barren, no photo, no details, just a name. But I was exhausted from weeks of searching, so I gave it a chance. He arranged a house tour with the current tenants, who were getting ready to move out. The tour was led by someone he said was his son, a young man who let me walk through the place and later mailed me the keys. It was a 3-bedroom student house with a shared kitchen and bathroom. At the time, it seemed clean and normal. Before leaving, I casually asked the former tenants why they were moving out. They looked at each other and hesitated. One of them finally muttered, "The landlord's a bit weird." I should have taken that as a red flag, but I was young, in a rush, and figured they were exaggerating. I signed the contract via email and I never saw his son again. Not long after moving in, the landlord found me on WhatsApp and started messaging. At first, he was friendly, too friendly. He said he was lonely in Egypt and wanted to build a friendship with me. I told him I was busy with school and didn't have time to talk. He didn't care. Some days I'd get 10 missed calls, and when I ignored them, he'd message saying, "Why aren't you answering? I need someone to talk to." I kept brushing it off and just focused on paying rent and surviving university. But not long after, the messages got strange. "I noticed you've got a heater and an air fryer on your table. Can you not use those? Why do you have 2 laptops? That's kind of strange." I froze. Remember, I lived alone in my private room, with the windows shut and the door was locked. Plus, he was in Egypt or so he said. So my question is probably the same as yours at this point. How the hell did he know what was on my table? After that, more messages came, each one creepier than the last. He'd point out where I left things, what clothes I had folded, and even how many mugs I'd left near my bed. Then he claimed I owed an extra 150 pounds for using the air fryer too much in my private room. But how could he even know I was using it, especially since I never took it out of my room? I ended up telling my roommates who were cool, as they were all students too. When I showed them the messages, they looked stunned. "We've never gotten anything like that," they said. I asked to see their WhatsApp chats with him, but nothing but brief rent-paid confirmations. No weird messages, no signs of spying. I tested their keys, but none of them could open my door. But yet, he knew things. I started testing him by placing random objects like a banana, a red towel, and a bottle cap on my desk, just to see what he'd say. And of course, he noticed every time. One day I was sitting in class when I checked my phone. "What's with the rubber duck?" I'd placed it there just hours earlier. My chest tightened and I felt dizzy. I got up mid-lecture and ran out of the room. For the next 2 days, I ignored all messages, trying to convince myself it was some crazy coincidence. Then the phone call started. Unknown numbers over and over. I got fed up and answered 2 of the calls. It was a low voice, one I vaguely recognized, and I heard, "Come home." When I went home, I found my trash that I had thrown out that morning scattered all over the floor in front of my bedroom door. Keep in mind that I am the only one that has a key to my private door. After nearly a year of this slow burn nightmare, I found another place to live. I moved out quietly and never told the landlord. I filed a restraining order, blocked every number for him, and also changed my routine. But even to this day, I have no idea how he saw into my room. Some friends think he installed a hidden camera, while others believe one of my roommates was in on it and lied to me. But their keys didn't work, and they were barely home. I'll never really know the truth, and that's what scares me the most.